Hey everyone, welcome back to Garner Reviews. And today we're going to be talking about the Bonavita Drip Coffee Brewer. Now, kind of might seem a little silly to some to do a review on a drip coffee brewer. It's not that fancy. There's nothing like whiz bang technological about it. It's actually very simple, and I'll explain later why I find that to be really attractive in this. But this thing has been just in the last couple weeks I've been using it. It has been a remarkable coffee brewing wonder machine. Seriously, this thing is just delightful. It really is. So I've owned different drip brewers in the past. I have a Keurig, so I kind of have an idea of what different machines kind of do and kind of what to expect, I guess. Wouldn't say I'm like a coffee expert or a coffee connoisseur or anything like that, but I love a good strong cup of coffee, especially in the morning, right? And coffee is a part of so many of our lives, and we enjoy it. And so yeah, I ended up picking this up, like I said, a couple weeks ago. My other drip maker ended up breaking down on me, and I started doing some looking around, found this unit, and decided to go for it. I've never heard of them. And so I figured, let's give it a shot. Seems like a lot of people enjoy it, and I've been thoroughly blown away. So, real quickly, I want to go through kind of the things that I've noticed, some pros and maybe some cons for some people, what I've noticed in these last couple of weeks. So, to kind of start out on the pro side, this brews, like I've said earlier, an excellent cup of coffee. It is delicious. Now, I haven't switched beans. I haven't changed grinders. I haven't changed anything except the brewer, and I can say it is easy to pick up the difference in the quality of the taste and everything. It is really easy. I'm super impressed that just a brewer can make that much impact. So it actually to me it brews really fast. That was one of the other things. Probably second or third day brewing with this machine. I sat there and was watching. I'm like, man, this thing actually brews a pot incredibly fast. So I kind of did like a rough time at probably somewhere around 6 minutes for the full 8 cups, which is 40 ounces. So yeah, it brews incredibly fast. The simplicity of it, now I love it. It's clean. There's not that much that's going to break down, and in something like this, I find that actually really attractive. Now, obviously, if you're a person who needs kind of like the automatic brew settings where you can program it the night before and it's going to go off at a certain time the next day or maybe in a couple hours, if you have to have something for that for convenience and everything, totally understandable. But for me, in my routine, like I enjoy waking up, I enjoy grinding the coffee every day. I enjoy that process. So for me, it's not necessary. And the simpler the machine is, typically, the longer and more reliable that ends up being. So there's not much that can go wrong with this besides the actual heating element, really. So uniform drip over the coffee. Now this has a lot to do, I think, with the reason why it is brewing such good tasting coffee, and it's all located up inside here, and it's kind of like a shower head design. So instead of having just a central point underneath here that drips the hot water down into the basket, it has like an actual like shower head looking like surface, and so that allows it to really just equally steep all of those grounds in the basket, and I think that makes a tremendous difference. And every time I get done brewing with this thing, when I pull the basket off to throw the grounds away, you can see it's all perfectly, it's like level and equally saturated looking. So I think that's been probably one of the key, probably the way Bonavita has made such good tasting coffee out of something like this. So very uniform. I like the footprint. It's small. It might be hard to tell on camera, but the last one I had, which it wasn't some big fancy machine, it was pretty generic. I think it was probably like a Mr. Coffee drip brewer or whatever, but it was definitely quite a bit larger. So looks good. I like the stainless and everything. And then the next pro for me is you kind of have two options. You can get it with a stainless steel pot, or you can get it with glass. I opted for stainless, and but depending on your preference, you can also opt for the glass. So going into the cons, pot size for some people, this may end up being too small of a unit. So I said earlier 40 fluid ounces. Some of you may have been like, that's not right for 8 cups, but they're considering 5 ounces 1 cup. So it kind of says it right here. So it's 40 fluid ounces total. If you consider an 8-ounce cup 1 cup, then you're looking at 5 servings instead of 8. So there is that. So if you're a large family or you drink a lot of coffee or something, this might not be the brewer for you, but there is that. So and then the program, there's no programming. You can't have it turn on automatically or anything like that. Now they do, I should rephrase that. This particular unit doesn't have that feature. They do make pretty much an identical, it looks slightly larger unit to this, and it does have a program feature. You do pay more for that unit though, so I mean there is that option. If you absolutely have to have that programming, it's there for you. And then last thing, and for me this isn't too big of a deal, but I figured I'd mention it, there's no pot warmer on the bottom here. So this is keeping the coffee warm just based on the insulation in this pot. It's like I guess it's vacuum insulated stainless steel, and it does a good job. It keeps it warm for a couple hours. And ultimately, to me, the way I look at it is, when I drink a cup of coffee, I want a good cup of coffee, and having coffee sit on a warmer like that for 3 hours or something definitely messes with the taste. So for me, that's really not a big deal. I look at it as, I'm going to want to drink my daily coffee, whether that's 1 or 2 cups or whatever, within an hour and a half of it being brewed. I don't really want it to sit there all day. It tastes way gross. So to me, that's really not that big of a deal. But again, different people, different preferences. So oh, and I said last, but this is going to be the last thing, and this is the thing that probably bothers me the most. I'll pull this off here to kind of show you guys. So here's the basket. Pretty basic, pretty simple. I actually brewed some coffee earlier. I'm gonna put that right here. But this stainless, or not stainless, but this lip in here, I'm not sure if you can see it. So you see that lip right in there, and the way they've cut that out for pouring, it doesn't do a very good job. If you pour like just as it is right now, it ends up running down the side right here, making a big mess, and that is frustrating. Now, the only redemption for them is, because they're relying on this pot to keep the coffee warm, they do include this lid, this pourable lid, and it just slides on here. Let's see if I can do it on camera, and bam, sealed up. And now you've got an actual pourable lid, and that does a fine job. It's a little slow maybe. Here, we'll do a demonstration. I need a little sip anyways. So it pours a little slow. This is fully depressed, but to me it's not a big deal, and it's a nice pour now. It's not messy, it's not running down the side or anything. So so there is that. So and then you can just put this back on, and it will stay warm for probably 2 hours or so, I guess. And yeah, get yourself a fresh cup of coffee. Actually, I'm going to enjoy a sip right now. Oh man, that is super good. Super good. So put this back up kind of up the top here just for the video. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, guys, this is an awesome drip brewer. Now again, seems odd maybe to do a review on it, but I've been so impressed by it that I figured it really did deserve one. It's a simple machine. I'm going to put the link up for the, there's an Amazon link for it. That's where I ended up finding it. So you guys can check it out there. The only other thing I'm going to add is get a good grinder. I do notice a difference. I have a cheaper electric blade grinder, and I've had this burr grinder from, I think it's pronounced Hario, something like that. Got this off Amazon a couple years ago. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. It's got ceramic burr in there. You can adjust the grind right here. I'll show you guys. and it's a little dirty because I do use it daily. So you can adjust it with this wheel right here. Let's see if it'll focus in. So you can spin it one way and it'll open up this this grinder down here more or less. And so you can kind of play with that and figure out the consistency you want. And like I said, I can't say enough good things about this thing. They're pretty inexpensive. They do make electric brew grinders that are super nice, but they're usually a lot more expensive. So that's, you know, if it's in your price range, maybe consider it. But I don't mind doing this every morning. It's kind of fun for me. I'm kind of odd that way, but anyways. And then I follow their recommendation for ground, so I do 1 tablespoon for every cup. And I figured out, I've measured it out, if I fill this one and basically half times, so I fill it up to, I'll actually fill it over the 2 cup line, and then I'll come back up and fill it up again to a 1 cup, and that's about 8 tablespoons for me. And that's been a really good tasting cup of coffee. It's not overbearing, but it's plenty strong. I like it. So if you're gonna look at, you know, getting a nice, whether it's this one or, you know, there's other companies that make awesome coffee drip brewers and everything, definitely consider something like this, because the grind makes such a huge difference. Even in this unit, I can taste the difference between the coffee that's ground with the blade grinder versus this one. So definitely consider the bird grinders. They do just a phenomenal job. And yeah, I think that's just about it, everyone. Like I said, I'll drop that link down below. It's the Bonavita BV1900TS. And like I said, in the link, I think they show you the glass option, and they may even show the programmable one. So you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know how much coffee you drink every day. Like I said, I'm about a 2 to 3 cup a day guy. You know, I'll survive on 1. If I go beyond 3, I don't usually respond well to that, so I stick right around that 2 to 3 cup range. But you know, let me know what you guys drink down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.